Well, who could have possibly seen this one coming? Cobb County says loss of All Star Game. This is where SunTrust Field is, by the way. Will cost tourism industry over $100 million. I mean, I know I'm shocked, and there's some smooth brain cocksuckers out there that thought that this was a great idea, and now a bunch of other industries are just going to go ahead and they're going to start boycotting Georgia because racism, and you can't get free stuff when you go to exercise your right to vote. Those are the same people who shouldn't be allowed to vote, by the way. I don't know, I just think that there should be an IQ requirement. But obviously, a state which opened up first, I don't think that they ever went into a second, let alone third lockdown. A beautiful, beautiful new ballpark. For all accounts, SunTrust Field, since it's been opened, I think this is its third year in operation, is one of the pinnacles, okay? Everybody who has been there, every broadcast team has said how this is the new standard going forward, and hopefully the Toronto Blue Jays, once they exercise their fucking woke demons, because I am still, and I guarantee it, I will not watch a single fucking inning of this crap until they fix their shit. And until that point, I'm just boycotting the whole fucking lot of it, and who could have possibly seen this coming? Like I said, over $100 million, because yeah, I'm pretty sure that Georgia doesn't have any restrictions, or if they do, they're extremely light. And once again, that doesn't mean that you can't wear your mask. That doesn't mean you can't get a vaccine. That doesn't mean you can't social distance. It's just you can't tell other people to adhere to your narcissism. And you can't be an authoritarian because you get bossed around at home. God, I hate these people. Anyways, and I feel like I'm almost on the cusp of being a bitter ex-girlfriend with this. I don't like doing so many videos on one singular topic, but the fact that they're going to be losing $100 million and the MLB also did something else incredibly hypocritical, it has to be pointed out. You have to continue to state the obvious. Cobb County Travel and Tourism Bureau estimates a loss from Major League Baseball's decision to move the All-Star Game out of Atlanta. Total move more than $100 million. This event would have directly impacted the county and state as visitors spend their dollars on local accommodations, transportation, entertainment, and recreation, food, and retail throughout the county. Cobb County Travel and Tourism said, I believe that was spokesperson Bubba Rogers, right? Would have been a big boost to Cobb business and help with the recovery after the pandemic. The Bureau said that 8,000 plus hotel rooms contracted for the game will now not be needed, will have a negative impact on the county's hospitality industry, further delaying recovery from the pandemic. Yeah, exactly. Because Florida, I'm pretty sure they are absolutely booming right now. I would love to see some of their numbers post spring break once we get the Q2 numbers in, which won't come in until the summer. It's going to be looking pretty good because I'd imagine Florida, Texas, now that they are pretty much open 100%, it's going to be interesting to compare and contrast the numbers with them and, I don't know, California, New York, something similar like that, because I think that's a fair comparison. Florida and California and Texas and New York, like, you can take a look at smaller states which are either locked up or completely wide open, like South Dakota, and I pick a New England state, it really doesn't much matter. It's just going to be interesting to see where the All-Star Game ends up, okay? Because it's obviously going to go to one of the states that are wide open, or a place that can at least accommodate a significant portion of the seating capacity, because otherwise, why would you bother having an All-Star Game? The All-Star Game is all for the fans. Sure, it's nice, and most of the players that would be eligible for the All-Star Game are going to have incentives in their contract, okay? And winning the home run derby, that might be nice, but just fucking doing batting practice in an empty stadium, or one that has, 2,500 fans? Like, I think that's what the seating capacity is for Yankee Stadium and, Citi Field now? I was going to say Shea Stadium. I'm an old school baseball fan, okay? I don't know, maybe they could open up Comiskey Park. No, and I hadn't seen anything come out of Governor Kemp, and I hoped that he wouldn't back down, and that seems to be the case, but it also wouldn't have shocked me any, because he is trying to get reelected, but at the same time he's going to get primaried, because you fuck up super bad in November, people aren't going to have that much forgiveness for you. But this is, hey, if you're trying to win back a little favor, standing strong in the face of a mega corporation trying to intimidate you, is definitely not, well, it's not even just one, it's many at this point. Coca-Cola, Delta. But as the headline says here, I will not back down. Governor Kemp blasts MLB's decision to pull the All Star Game from Atlanta. Governor Kemp fired back, calling it a knee-jerk decision and an attack on our state. Absolutely. On Saturday, he told Georgians that the MLB caved to pressure and is hurting Georgians who were depending on the game for a paycheck. Yes, those $100 million are just going to go to another state. They don't care about jobs, they don't care about our communities, and they certainly don't care about the access to the ballot box, because if they did, MLB would have announced it was moving its headquarters from New York. In New York, they have 10 days of early voting. In Georgia, we have 17. It's easier to vote in Georgia than it is in New York. Exactly. If they would have read the legislation instead of just getting the footnotes from MSNBC or CNN, they wouldn't have been so fucking stupid. But we're in this situation because, of course, the MLB really doesn't care. It's all about virtue signaling points. That's another reason why you didn't hear about this one. But the MLB boycotted Georgia a day after expanding Chinese deal. Yup, of course they did. Because they're following the NBA path ever so specifically. Major League Baseball has extended and expanded its contract with a Chinese telecommunications giant shortly before boycotting the state of Georgia over the league's disagreement with the election reforms. Chinese state media reported on April 1st, that the MLB will continue to be aired on the streaming platform operated by Chinese tech giant Tencent, which is a predominantly state-owned business, which has tendrils in literally every, and I'm not even being a middle school girl when I say literally, they're tendrils in every single form of North American entertainment, Hollywood, sports, video games, television, everything. Apps. And they point out it has significant ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Yes, everywhere. Tencent is one of the Chinese companies that had temporarily dropped NBA games as a form of censorship against Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey, who tweeted out, "Free Hong Kong." That's it. And then Tencent had a spurg out, CCP actually had a spurg out, and then they used their weaponized corporation Tencent to drop NBA. Until, of course, they punished Morey. And then they had their good boy, LeBron James, come out and divert all the attention away from the fact that concentration camps are being set up and run, the fact that they are trying to take back Hong Kong, killing protesters, rigging elections over there. They're not good people. These are not people you should be getting in bed with. These are the type of people. These are one of the industries that Trump, when he signed that executive order to remove any sort of Chinese interest into American-owned and operated businesses, Tencent was going to face a significant backlash. And what was one of the executive orders that Joe Biden got rid of? Well, the one that was trumpeted as, China's going to be able to get significant influence into the power grid. No, that was a much larger executive order to roll back the aforementioned executive order from Trump. It was just spun that way because, look what those right-wing pundits are all talking about. They're just concerned about my power lines. How stupid are they? No, it was once again just one of those, don't pay attention to what the left hand is doing. Just look over here and see what the right is doing. Stupid. Fucking stupid. Anyways, let's wrap this one up. On April 2nd, the day after the announcement of the Chinese deal, the MLB moved its annual All Star Game out of Atlanta, Georgia, in response to a set of election reforms signed by Brian Kemp, with Rob Manfred saying that the move would demonstrate our values as a sport. The league did not respond to an emailed request to confirm the details of the Chinese deal in question on continuing business with China demonstrates its values considering the recent U.S. recognition of genocide. That was by the previous administration. It's just a difference of culture. It's just something different between the two. Isn't it beautiful? Fucking Biden. Being carried out by the CCP against Uyghur Muslims, the CCP is responsible for an estimated 100 million unnatural deaths since taking power in China in 1949, and unknown amounts of rapes, forced abortions, organ harvesting, hair harvesting, violent atrocities of a different sort. They're terrible people. Cannot overstate that. We've covered that more specifically in previous videos as well, and it bears repeating whenever the CCP pop up. You know, like I said, there's been no announced destination for the All Star Game, but I don't know if they take a look at Texas because they're wide open. I hope Greg Abbott goes, no, we're fine. And they'll just have to play it in a fucking backyard somewhere. Fucking Manfred. I never thought there could have been a worse commissioner than Bud Selig, but he is proving to be quite the little limp-wristed replacement. So yeah, probably the next time we'll talk about the MLB is with the collapse of the ratings, because I couldn't imagine that this is going to be driving any sort of support. Because once again, it's these corporations that are pandering to the group of people on Twitter who couldn't tell you the difference between a sacrifice fly and a bunt, but they sure as fuck can add a bunch of different stupid hashtags and carry around something that rhymes with bunt. With that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.